EA just dropped a brand new update, a little bit of a surprise update. I actually saw the game updating yesterday morning, but I had a lot going on, so I never really had time to sit down and take a look at it or go look up the dev notes on it if they dropped any dev notes, which this time they didn't. But now I finally got a chance to settle down and read over the dev notes and check out some of the things for myself. So that's what I'm presenting in this video. I'm gonna let you know everything they mentioned in the forum and a little tweak or some tweaks that they added to the game that wasn't exactly in the forum. So first and foremost, general gameplay. It says fixed an issue where defenders with KO abilities would trigger the ability, but no knockout would occur when landing a hit during a catch and a successful knockout was rolled. It says dev note here, you may still see KO abilities light up on some break on ball animations without a knockout occurring. This is expected. KO abilities can light up when a defender makes a break on the ball, but a knockout still requires a successful knockout roll. With this update, whenever a KO roll is successful and contact is made during the catch, the ball will be knocked out regardless of tackle type. So basically what's going on here is that in prior years in Madden, the KO abilities would be so overpowered that you would see users that were playing in regs games, or if they were playing in online leagues, they would go find teams that would have players with these type of abilities. And even Ultimate Team guys would go trigger the KO abilities on as many players as possible, because if you had a receiver or whoever in the vicinity that would catch the ball and they had one of these guys in that area, they could easily knock the ball out. Well, this year that ability was nerfed quite a bit, to the point where people were seeing virtually no knockouts. So they tried to find a balance by updating it this time. Basically what they're letting you know here is it's going to be better than it was at launch, but it's not going to be OP like it was in prior years. It also says addressed an issue where you could not change the coverage shells on the following formations: nickel 2-4 load double mug, Bucks defensive playbook; nickel 3-3 load double mug, Broncos defensive playbook; nickel load double mug, Saints defensive playbook; and nickel 2-4 load mug, Saints defensive playbook. So as you remember, in a recent update, they added playbooks or added plays and formations to certain playbooks, and these were some of the formations. And with these updates, for some reason you weren't able to change the coverage shell on these formations. So now they came back, and with this immediate update, they enabled you to change the coverage shells for these formations. So it also says fix the auto motion animation for the wing tight end in the Eagles single back deuce motion power O play. Addressed an issue in the Bears gun wing flex offset weak motion play action fake screen scissors play, where the ball would not snap when the play was flipped. Addressed an issue preventing passes to the tight end on the Steelers single back bunch X nasty play action sprint halfback flat play. So as far as this is concerned, and this was the only thing that they mentioned in the notes that was updated. Everything that I just announced is what they mentioned that they updated. But before I get into another thing that was updated that they didn't mention in these notes, I will say, as somebody who's playing in an online league, I had just played an online game today, and I'm doing this video a day after this game updated. I noticed in one of my plays, I forget which formation, but it wasn't none of these formations in here, and this is in the Dallas Cowboys playbook, so it definitely wasn't anything announced. But all I did was flip a play and it wouldn't let me hike the ball. So obviously this is still an issue going on with certain plays, certain formations that still need to be addressed. I'm going to go back and look at which play that was, as I do still have my gameplay. But it says that they have fixed it for these certain plays and certain formations, but it's still going on with multiple other plays. So that might be something they need to look into furthermore. And one last thing that they did update in this game that they didn't mention in these dev notes right here is that certain RPO plays you can no longer hot route out of anymore. You can no longer hot route, and basically what this was designed to target was those guys. I don't know if you had been seeing them, but there was a lot of RPO plays that people were audibling to and hot routing the bubble screen receiver, turning it to a flat route, making it more OP. And they eliminated that now. That play and a lot of other RPO plays, they disabled the ability to be able to hot route on certain routes on those plays. So that's gonna do it for this update. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section about this update. I would expect another bigger update coming soon because we are getting close to the time where they actually drop a big update, but I feel like this was an emergency update because you had to touch up certain things like those new formations and plays that they added in the playbook that had to glitch with the coverage shells and other gameplay fixes and so on and so forth. But a bigger update is expected to come with more face scans, more equipment, so on and so forth. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this update, this quick brief update in the comment section. As always, if you're here for the first time or you're returning and you haven't liked or subscribed already, please do so. Click that notification tab so you can stay up to speed with more Madden 26 content as well as other sports gaming content coming soon. Again, I appreciate you all for tuning in. That's been my time. Till next time. Peace.